When you think about social media, what comes to mind? I'm sure thousands of thoughts come to mind that you don't even know where to begin. Social media are websites and applications that enable users to create and share content or to participate in social networking. Now, I know that's not the definition that some may give. They would simply say it's Facebook, it's Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat, and all the other social media accounts that they may have. Can't argue with that. Social media is bigger than ever right now. At least 2.8 billion Americans have at least one social media account. Are you one of those billions? If so, how has social media changed you? And how do you believe social media affect the way we communicate?
So what is social media?
It is to me is networking, it's connecting with my family, connecting with my friends.
So social media to me is Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, and we have a couple more others that we use to network for business, for family and friends, or just different gatherings.
When you wake up every day and you get ready for work or whatever you gotta do for your day, do you not ever have any distractions, or do you have notifications on Facebook? Like, you know what I'm saying? Do your phone always go off saying this person is going live? You know
Every day.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And you might not realize how much that's interacting, like how much that's interrupting whatever you're trying to do. Because if your phone was like broke or just didn't exist, you might get up, get dressed, and you out. Because of your phone, you're gonna get up, kind of get dressed, check your phone for 16 minutes. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And before you know it, everything that you could have did in 10 minutes took 2 hours. You know
That's
what I'm
my
saying?
life.
So it's like, yeah, so it's like, I feel like social media is like a distraction in a way. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I don't want to say it's a bad distraction.
How did we communicate before social media? Before social media, we had better social skills. There were those nights you stayed up all night talking on the phone. Dates were better. No one became easily distracted and had their cell phones out while having dinner. In society today, we would die without our phones and without social media. Before social media, there was no way to get in contact with a long-lost friend. Sleepovers were different. They didn't consist of selfies and having our eyes glued to the phone. We played fun, creative games, whether they were board games or games we created ourselves. After the advancement of technology in the early 2000s, social media gained extreme popularity. Sites like MySpace, LinkedIn, and Photobucket became very popular, fixing the distance issue, introducing a new way that people can communicate across great distances. Another popular site we are familiar with is Facebook, which became available for users in 2006 along with Twitter. Today we have numerous of different social networking sites. Some of those sites are linked, allowing users to cross-post. With that feature, it creates a space where people no longer have to communicate face-to-face. People no longer have to have awkward conversations that can be conversed using social media or text message. There are some who absolutely despise of face-to-face conversations, which is not always good.
At first, you could wake up and actually think of your family and talk to them. You know what I'm saying? You can wake up and plan and say, what am I going to do today? But a lot of people don't wake up and plan no more. They just wake up and say, let me see what's on Facebook and see where the day takes me.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? So it's like, I feel like Facebook has changed life. You know what I'm saying? And not even just Facebook, just social media in general just changed life, because it's like, if you think about somebody, it's like, oh, let me type their name in on social media.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you just see them doing whatever, you know what I'm saying? But then it's like, that like interfere with communication, because it's like, you might not even say nothing to that person. You might just go and look at them, you know what I'm saying? So now you know what they up to. They have no idea that you're thinking about them, though.
Right.
So it's like, where's the communication? It's lost. You see what I'm saying? And it's like, the only time you ever communicate is when it's like something that social media really can't handle. And then you can just be like, let me inbox them. Let me send them a DM. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I feel like social media is like running the world right now. But I think for me personally, though, because like I'm in music and stuff like that, and I work through social media. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's like social media is like a platform for me. You know what I'm saying? It's like, if I have a special or promotion, I can just make a post and say, you know, instead of beats being $1,000 today, beats gonna be $500. You know what I'm saying? Half off today. You know, but I don't know. I feel like because of social media, I can be alone for a long period of time and not realize that I'm alone, because I'm on social media, and I don't realize that there's nobody in my presence.
We all know someone who shares everything about their everyday life on social media, but is it oversharing to them? Where do we draw the line? When will we know when we're sharing too much about our personal lives or the lives of others? We don't really want others to know our every move, but maybe some of us do. I guess it all depends on the person.
Do you think that with the introduction of social media, you prefer to text over a face-to-face conversation?
Prefer to text over face-to-face? No. But 9 times out of 10, that's what's going to happen.
Why?
Convenience. Because it's like, being face to face, let's say this person is downtown and you in the county. You're not finna go downtown and meet them. It's easier to just do it over social media. Even though it would be great to be face to face. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can catch up, y'all can spend time together, y'all can have like human interaction. You know what I'm saying?
Do you think that social media is causing us to lack social skills?
Most definitely. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, prime example, I was trying to write on a piece of paper 2 days ago, and I'm like, what you doing? I put W-I-D. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, I mean, what was the question again? I'm sorry.
Do you think that social media is causing us to lack social skills?
Oh, well, yeah, I think it is, because at the end of the day, it's like when you type in and you're not talking a lot, it's like there's nobody there. So it's kind of like when you go out and you actually talk to people, like you are kind of awkward. You become socially awkward at that point. But I can't really explain how.
So, but where you were getting at is you were gonna say that you were writing and then you abbreviated.
Right.
So social media is basically we abbreviate a lot.
Yeah, and I feel like, you know, when we actually get around each other, it's kind of hard because we so used to abbreviating everything that we, like, our attention spans kind of get short when it comes to us actually interacting with each other in real life. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, I don't know how to explain it, but I think what I'm saying is making sense. I can't get it out.
So basically, when it comes time to write appropriately, we still have that abbreviation that's stuck in our minds.
Because practice makes perfect.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I feel like that's got a lot to do with life in general. You know what I'm saying? Just like when it comes down to relationships or just the interaction between men and women or boys and girls, anything like that, it's like one thing that women always say is there's no more gentlemen around. You know what I'm saying? There's no more gentlemen left. You know what I'm saying? But 9 times out of 10, it's like practice makes perfect. If the men is only practicing social media and that's all they do, they'll kind of lose that, oh, let me be a gentleman to this woman. Let me do this. Let me do this. Let me make nice gestures. You know what I'm saying? It's just kind of like a lot of things get left on the wayside. You know what I'm saying?
Now, what about relationships?
I mean, I feel like social media as far as relationships go is like the number one no-no. You know what I'm saying? Only because it's like, let's say you in a relationship with somebody and y'all happy, and then somebody on social media decides to say, I want to talk to him. Forget her. So they jump in his inbox. You know what I'm saying? His inbox can get hit by 3,000 people. You know what I'm saying? If they got enough people to hit his inbox, there's nothing you can tell him. He almost going to be convinced about whatever they told him in his inbox. And it could be a lie. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, at the end of the day, people don't understand how social media affects relationships, but it do. Like, because it's like, let's say y'all together, y'all figured out how to deal with each other, how to be happy together, how to, you know what I'm saying, accept each other's flaws and get beyond, you know what I'm saying, get beyond issues and all of that. And then it's like something happens on social media, or you take a picture and put it on social media, somebody comment and try to flirt with you. He's not gonna feel some type of way. He's gonna feel insecure, or he make a picture or somebody comment and say something, calling him boo or being a little nice. You know what I'm saying? At some point, you're gonna be like, I wonder if he know who that is. I wonder if they've been talking to each other.
So social media causes insecurities in relationships. Now, what about when it comes to communicating and when you're having dinner dates and so for example, have you ever went inside of a restaurant and it was a couple at the table, but at least one of those individuals had their phones out? How do you feel about that?
I feel like that goes back into us lacking social skills, because sometimes it's like being face to face can be awkward. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a lot of times people use their phone as a throw off. You know what I'm saying? Like they'll be more into their phone because they don't want certain conversations to come up with each other. You know what I'm saying?
Or they don't know what to say.
Yeah, or they don't know what to say. And then it's like, at the end of the day, one person gonna be looking like, oh, that's very rude. Why are you on your phone? And the other person can't really come up with nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because what it looks like is that person's not interested. You know what I'm saying? So it's like whatever's on social media means more. But then again, it's like the other person might not realize they just a socially awkward person. They just so used to being in their phone. Now that they face to face, they have no idea what to even say to you.
Right. Now, do you think that, so what about, okay, so for instance on Facebook, you can put different pieces of information about yourself, like the info.
Okay.
So do you think that by the time you done already scrolled through their profiles and looked at all the pictures and see who they previously dated, so by the time you even go on a date, do you even know what to say?
Now, I think that's a very good question to ask because I do have an opinion about that. One thing that I have noticed about social media and just people in general is, yes, that stuff make a big difference to a lot of people. And I feel like there's only a select few people, me included, only a select few people who don't judge based off of that. You know what I'm saying? Because you can judge based off of that and think one thing about a person when it might be something totally different. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's almost like judging a book by its cover.
So skip the info page and just go straight to the date.
I mean, I wouldn't say skip it. Like, you know, look at it. And then, you know, whenever y'all do date, you can kind of ask about it. Like, you know, so how was it? How was this person or whatever? Or, you know what I'm saying? Because I notice a lot of people don't even want to talk about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I talk to a female and I ask them, you know, how was their previous relationships? Like, how did they interact? They don't want to discuss it. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, for me, that's something that I would be interested in, but I would never make a judgment based off of just looking at it.
Right.
Because I have no idea what's going on. You know what I'm saying? A picture can be 1,000 words, but it also can be 1,000 incorrect words too.
Right.
It can be a throw off. You know what I'm saying? You can also have it can be a big misconception. Because you can look at a picture of two people and say, oh, they was in love and they was happy. They probably fought every day. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you just never know. So that's why I feel like interacting with people is important rather than saying, I'm going to just go look at their info page and if I see something that looks like a no, I'm not going to say nothing to them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, it's like you'll be scrolling past people and skipping people who probably was compatible. And then you're going to go and look at the so-called available people. And you know what I'm saying? And that's when you're going to find your problems. Because they was only so-called available because they already knew what they was doing. They already knew they didn't have time for nothing serious. They knew they finna play with you, all of that. But in your mind, you like, yep, this is what I'm finna take serious. You know what I'm saying? Rather than looking at the person who might look like, okay, they dated somebody and they single now. They was the problem. You know what I'm saying? Why make that suggestion? Like why assume that? You know what I'm saying?
Another question. Do you think that with the introduction to social media, Facebook for instance, you've reconnected with a lot of people that you probably never would have connected with without?
Most definitely, yes. Big time. But I mean, in a weird way though, because, you know, just like with me personally, like people I went to school with, I see them on social media, but it's like, I have no idea who they are today. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'll connect with them, but it's like, I'll never get to know what's really going on with them though. You know, because when we talk, it's like, people will try to hide the truth about themselves. They'll try to make it seem like they have more going on than what they do, or they'll just be real private. You know what I'm saying? But then again, it's like the select few people who's like an open book. You know what I'm saying? They don't care what you think. They're gonna let you know, this is me. How are you? I've been good, or I've been horrible. How have you been? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like social media is that's a plus. That's one of the plus about social media. You know
Being able to stay connected.
Yeah, being able to stay connected to a lot of different people who you will lose contact with easily.
Okay. Now, the best question. Do you think that you share too much on social media? Or is there a line that we need to draw where we need to stop sharing too much information on Facebook or any other social media?
Well, I feel like with the pace that life is like progressing, I feel like social media is causing everybody to expose parts of themselves and parts of their lives that one day used to be private. You know what I'm saying? Like people sharing like photos, and people waking up and saying, "Oh, my mom pissed me off today," or like saying, "Oh, you know what I'm saying? Oh, my brother, you know what I'm saying? I hate my brother, I hate my sister, or this and that." So I feel like a lot of people definitely share too much. Me personally, I feel like I'm watched too much to share too much. Like anything I post, I have to like give an explanation about it. Who is that girl? That's your girlfriend? You know, who is that person? I don't like them. Why are you working with them? You know what I'm saying? So I feel like, yeah, we share too much, but I feel like the bigger issue is people judge way too easily, I think, on social media.
So people are more so worried about what people are sharing and judging basically whatever it is that they're sharing. So I guess basically you can't even really say that people are sharing too much because you don't know what too much is to them.
Right, and that's what makes it you know what I'm saying, an interesting question.
Because something may be more private, and to
Right.
them it's like, who cares?
Right.
You know, I can say whatever I want to say and tell whoever I want to tell. Okay.
And I feel like it depends on the person. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like if you are an insecure person, you probably shouldn't share too much. Because, you know, there's people out here that don't care about your feelings. There's people out here that don't care about, you know what I'm saying, whatever you're going through. You know what I'm saying? Especially now. Like, it's a lot of tragic stuff happening right now. It's people who have really personal issues, and they'll try to share it. Just like Tyrese, for example. You know what I'm saying? He thought being emotional, he's gonna have a lot of people supporting him. Oh, okay, we feel you. But it went left real fast. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I think it depends on the person.
Okay.
So what is social media?